Hello everyone, my name is Lucas Tremble, and today I am going to show you not only how to disassemble your trumpet, and in the fullest extent of the word disassemble it, but I'm also going to show you how to clean it, and how to put it all back together in the exact order that you took it out. Now, to start with, you have your mouthpiece. No big deal, it's just the mouthpiece. Fairly simple to take on and off. Let's just put that right here for now. Now, currently the trumpet was on my trumpet stand, which you may want one of those later on. You never know when you're going to need them. And they do come in handy. Now, this all looks really complicated. Don't panic. It's not. See right here, you have your primary valve slide, which is pretty much just your tuning slide. Fairly easy to take out. There's that. You have this part right here. Now, in order to take this one out, you want to put your second in the middle of a valve. Don't confuse it with a button or anything. You want to put your middle valve down, and then you want to carefully tug this thing out, depending on how greased it is. Mine's still a long way to go. Then you want to be extremely careful. Push the first valve down, and that'll be the one closest to you as you're holding the trumpet. If you're holding it like this, that'll be the valve closest to you. Okay? So you push that down with your thumb, hold on the trumpet carefully, and you simply slide that tuning slide out as well. Okay? So there's the primary ones. And now for your third valve slide. And this one is a two-parter. There's a little screw right here. What you want to do is, and I apologize, that was probably my cuckoo clock. What you want to do in this case is, it's the usual righty-tighty, lefty-loosey sort of thing. So you turn it to the left, and just enough that it gets past this little barrier right here. Because depending on what type of trumpet you have, mine has this little barrier that allows it to, if it starts sliding down, it allows it to stop, so I won't catch on, fall off and ding anything. So you want to take that off just like that. And you want to have your, you actually want to have the third valve slide down. That'll be the one farthest away from you as you're holding the trumpet the way I had shown you originally. That'll be the one farthest away. Now once that's done, once you have this off, like I said, it's a two-parter, as you can see. You simply slide the two parts off from each other, and there you go. And you definitely want to be careful with them. Now, you don't want to take the screw all the way out either. What you want to do is just get it, like I said, get it enough so that third valve slide comes out easy. Then all you want to do is just turn it back to the right until you can't turn it any further, and there you go. Now, the bottom portion down here on the trumpet, these three parts are I guess you could say they're the spit catchers to an extent. And you want to have a rag or something underneath it, underneath your trumpet when you do this. Now granted, this one's dirtied up a bit, but that's what this rag's meant to do. You want to be careful. You want to have your trumpet facing like this. And it's the same principle, the righty-tighty, lefty-loosey sort of thing. You just want to loosen it up to the left and be extremely careful until it finally comes undone, like so. And you want to put them in order, okay? Now that one goes there, and I'll speed this up a little bit. Same thing with the other two. Now, the reason I'm putting them in so far separate intervals is because that way I don't mix up the valve slide, the valves themselves. Now, the valves themselves are actually the hardest part because they actually have to go in a certain way, otherwise it'll be completely wrong. And same principle, turn to the left, and there you go. This is the first valve slide. And you put it with the first part that you took off the bottom, and you put it exactly the way you took it out. Okay? Exactly the way you took it out. Because otherwise, you end up turning it around in there until it finally clicks. And there's little white knobs. I'll show you with the first one here. You can see the one on that side and one right here. These little knobs that eventually, if you keep turning them, if you keep just doing that where they turn until they click in, they'll eventually break. And that's not good at all. And here's the middle slide. And now the last one. Okay. Oh, I forgot to mention one other thing. This little device around the end, right near where the mouthpiece would always go in, this is called a burp. Basically, it's kind of like a mouthpiece holder. Just put the mouthpiece in, voila. No problem. Now, you'll probably want how to take it off on the off if you don't have a trumpet case that will allow you to keep it on. No problem. Same thing I've been saying. Right tighten, left loose. Just turn it until finally it comes out of this little portion. It's basically just a little screw, and you just unloosen it. You turn it left, loosens up, and you can take it off pretty easily. But I probably struggled with that a little bit, but it's usually pretty easy to take off. And voila, you have completely disassembled your trumpet. Now, here's the fun part: cleaning it. Now, the first piece that we took off, obviously, you want to have a kit, basically like this. And what we want to do is use this. Now, this is basically it's basically what I call a snake, or what is known as a snake in instrument terms. It basically does what it says. It snakes through things. So you put it in through the bottom here, or the top, depending on how you prefer, and it goes through and it cleans it. Now you want to aim it at the rag, because otherwise you're going to get splattered with a whole bunch of spit, and that just doesn't sound fun. Be extremely careful when you do that. And I agree, it may be a little bit gross, but you grab the end that came out from the top and you pull it on through. And you want to do that a couple times until after it gets all the way clean. And the small one, can't really do that with. Can't really use this for it. It's just too small. You can use like the one end, like clean it out as best you can. But otherwise, not so much. Now, you'll have to excuse me. I have a slight bit of I have a little tickle in my back of my throat. Now, the back valve slot is pretty much the same way as the one I just showed you. You just have to get as much as you can. And the third valve slide, the portion that actually you took apart in two pieces, this one you just slide on through no problem. You slide on through there, and you could probably even do this, where you just yank it around and pull the bottom through and push the top on through. It may take a little bit of getting used to, but you actually do get the hang of it after a bit, and it does clean it fairly well. As you can tell, it is not easy, but it does get the job done. And you want to have another rag on hand, just off chance sort of thing. You gotta do right here. In case something gets on top, they're like grime or dirt, wipe it off easy. I'm terribly sorry, that tickle in the back of my throat is persisting. Ugh. But anywho, do the same thing with the second piece. Just put it on through, clean it out as best you can. And then, by then, you should have those parts cleaned up completely. Now, as to the valves and their, what I call spit catchers, in this case, but they're actually like little weights that help, like with the trumpet's like tone.